Access is an RDBMS system, which stands for Relational Database Management System, which means it's capable of maintaining tables and set of rules between the tables. When relational databases are designed properly, users can easily combine data from multiple tables to create queries, forms, and reports. Let's create a table. Let's go on the Create tab and create a table. And I'm gonna call it, create some fields, record number for instance. This will be my primary key, and auto number that identifies this whole record uniquely. Then I have a reference to the student ID, then I'm gonna have let's say quiz number, and I'll give you a grade. And remarks, in case I want to say something about the quiz. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here, if you notice, I went to create and I'm designing a new table, and the purpose is to hold the quiz's results for each one of you. You notice I only refer to a student ID. I don't refer to each one of you as student name, number, phone number, email address, and any other information I may have in the students table. I just want to reference my student ID to the ones that are in this table. So for now, let's just save this table and I call it quizzes. We have created a new table. Of course, it's empty right now. Now we're going to create some relationships. Let's go to the database tools and create a relationship. And I'm going to use the students. I double click on the students, and the quizzes. I double click on the quizzes. I accidentally clicked twice. Let's close this one. I want to edit the relationships. So in the relationships here, it gives me the option to create the relationship between the two tables, basically to join them. And once I'm done, you will see in the diagram some lines. We call it join lines. Alright, let's create a new one. On my left, I have the students table. On my right, I have the quizzes table. On my left table, I have the ID to be the primary key, and on the right I have the student ID to be a reference to the primary key of the student tables. Remember, the ID, you notice there's a key identifying as my primary key, which uniquely identifies that record. On the quizzes, the primary key is the record number. So basically I could have many quizzes for one student. Hopefully I'll have many. And the primary key in the students table, when it's referred on another table, let's say in the quizzes table, we call it a foreign key. A foreign key is a field in one table that is also the primary key on another. Now I have created a relationship, and there's an option here called enforce relational integrity, which means if I check this box, the user cannot create a record on my quizzes table unless the student ID exists on the students table. Basically, an integrity means there will not be broken links between the tables. For every quiz, there should be a student related to it, and the student must exist in my students table. So let's do that, and let's click create. And you notice this join line appears. There's a number 1 here. That means for every student, and there's an infinity sign. Could be infinite number of quizzes related to that student. If there was a 1 in both, it will be a 1-to-1 relationship, and if it were an infinity sign in both, it will be a many-to-many relationships. But in this case, we're only using one unique student could have multiple quizzes. If you look in the figure on page 97, figure 124, it gives you more complex diagram. Now let's save this, and if I go back to my quizzes table, I want to add a new one. If I add, let's say, student number 88, there's no student 88. Let's see what students exist. Exists 1, 2, and 3. So I'll select number 3. And Luke Skywalker got in this quiz number 1. He got 100%. See, that exists. But if I add another number, it's not allowing to edit it. Well, that was it for chapter 1. Go ahead, do the hands-on exercise on page 99, and you have a homework due on this chapter on Friday. Thank you.